Gentlemen, the whole world is one family. Your pain is our pain. Your pleasure is our pleasure. We all should live like one family, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. That's what we have learned from our elders, from our ancestors, from our Vedas, and from our Upanishads. When we talk about our Indian diaspora, Indians, those who have gone abroad, they have worked very hard. They have put in lots of efforts. Some of us, we may not be knowing how much hard work you have to put it abroad. Some of them working in one shift, two shift, three shifts, extensively. They have sleepless nights, but they work very hard because they want that the people, those are back home in India, they should be proud of them, and they should always feel that our brothers and sisters, they are world over across the globe, and they're bringing proud to us in all directions. Whether it's a collaboration, whether it's a creativity, whether it is innovation, whatever it is. And at the same time, besides bringing the innovation, technology, everything back home, they also remit lots of money to India in the form of FDI, foreign direct investment. Now, during pandemic, health sector had lots of challenges. Humanity had lots of suffering. But one very important segment of today and tomorrow, what the world is today and what the world will be tomorrow, is our youth. And the youth, they are being shaped by our teachers, our educators, our counselors, and all the people those are in education ecosystem. And during pandemic, when almost 1.65 billion children, they were away from schools, colleges, institutions, universities, the teachers, our teachers, worthy teachers, respectable teachers, they've done wonderful job. We are proud of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, this morning from Canada, America, all the way from Latin America, Europe, African continent, Asian region, and of course, when we talk about India, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and people those are in Mauritius, Seychelles, Central Asia, Middle East, Australia and New Zealand, let them sleep. It's the middle of night because it's almost about 5 minutes past 8 p.m. in India, and it's early morning with Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji right over there in America. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move, let's proceed. Today we have got second program of this week for you, and as we discussed yesterday with all of you, that we are focusing on preparing global teachers, Indian teachers going abroad, Indian teachers giving education abroad, Indian teachers becoming a part of global education fraternity and ecosystem. And always, whenever I discussed with Dr. Shankar, our Vivek Shankar Natarajanji, he always tells that online education, digital education is the solution which can really, because the challenge for India, Africa, and many other continents and countries is that we do not provide, because of limitations of infrastructure and couple of other things, seamless education to everybody in the equal content, quality, accessibility. But I think if we all put in our best of efforts, it's only through digital education, online education, and of course, where you can share your vision, you can learn, relearn, uplearn, pick up as much as you can. So today's this particular episode on Tuesday, 7th of December 2021 at 8 minutes past 8 p.m. we will be dedicating to preparing global teachers through online education. Let's move ahead. Today is very important day in India, ladies and gentlemen. Today is 7th of December and it's an Armed Forces Flag Day. I come from the Indian Army, having served the uniform. I can understand the importance of Armed Forces Flag Day. DGR, Directorate General Resettlement, works very hard on this particular day. Armed Forces Flag Day is observed across the country on 7th of December with the objective of collecting some humble collections, funds from the common people and across the country. It is to honor the martyrs and the men who fought with bravery on the borders to safeguard the country's honor. And this collection goes for the families of those who lost their family members, or at present they are undergoing some challenges because of medical disabilities. So Armed Forces Flag Day, as a soldier, I salute everybody across India, all the frontiers. Ladies and gentlemen, internationally also, it's a very important day today. It's a Civil Aviation Day, 7th of December. So let's proceed. International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome to all of you. We are the part of services sector. The online revolution of digital trends in education technology, when we talk about, during pandemic, we had lots of challenges where, the complete lockdown was there. We had first challenge, how to provide education across the globe, across all the frontiers of India, far-flung areas, non-accessible areas, because the digital connectivity was a very, very big challenge. Still, we have not come out of it. But when we look back to 25th of March 2020, we have come a long way. We are more comfortable. We are used to it. We have learned a lot of permutation combination, and our great regards to our teachers, educators. By any means, they have tried to reach out. Children, youth, students across globe, across India, by any means whatsoever it is, whether through mobile, whether through television, whether through radio, whether through special programs, special broadcast. EdTech platforms have also played very important role. Apps have played very important role. Somewhere the connectivity is a challenge. So the future is online education, online revolution, and digital trends in education. Whether we talk about in school context, college context, higher education context, technical education context, or even for vocational education. Ladies and gentlemen, by and large, when we carried out a survey, children are extremely, extremely, extremely happy because they were already making use of social media. And now the social media and social tools and digital tools and devices, they become the part of the education ecosystem. And teachers, put your heart on your soul, your heart. Put your hand on your heart and tell me, don't you feel that you have empowered yourself? You have really gained a lot as compared to where you were on 25th of March 2020 and where we have come. But we have go further. We have got miles and miles. I never say that before we sleep. Don't sleep now, webinar is going on. We use a lot of platforms, book platform, gamification, virtual classroom, digital storytelling. It's very interesting. I think certain subjects, no, I'm not talking about certain subject. All the subjects, they can be taught. Teachers can take on the sessions, most innovative way when you make optimum use of technology. There are lots of benefits of online education. There's a complete flexibility. It's cost effective. There are better opportunities. You can learn, relearn. You can watch live like this program is going on. Later on, you can watch this video as many times as you want, and you can pick up from there. And you improve your technical skills, which are very, very important. Don't look toward the left portion of this. Let's look towards the right portion alone. Online learning. It requires discipline on the part of the student, but allows the students to create his or her own structure, their own ecosystem. It gives you more flexibility. You want to study in the morning, afternoon, evening, you record now, thereafter you watch later, you sit inside the bed because winters are approaching, there's going to be a chilly night, you need not to go dress up in the morning, go all the way. And I look at from the environmental point of view also. When you are not creating pollution of the vehicles and you're right at home and you learn a digital way, imagine there's so much of flexibility. It gives the student control over his or her lifestyle. They can package, they can be disciplined their own way, they can enjoy the education. It should not be imposed at a particular time, at a particular place, in a particular style. You got to sit up over there. You know, it's a total flexibility. Education is fun, education is happiness, education is humor. Foster personal growth and development. If I'm interested about one particular skill or the particular skill, why not do I should excel myself in that? It emphasizes on learning specific skills. Extremely affordable. It costs, I would say it costs peanuts as compared to what you have to otherwise pay, a very huge sums. Suited for students of all age groups. Parents are also sitting next to the children on their laptops, on their desktops. It allows more time for work and family, permits students to travel, more flexibility, online contact with students and educators, access to endless online material. Can you imagine how much material is available? I'm telling you, I learn a lot every day. I watch on the average about 40-45 videos every day to empower myself, to encourage myself, to enrich myself, to pick up something new. And there's a low demand on time. Something very interesting, there are so many benefits. Now, when I talk about benefits, you can see less disturbance, focused learning, comfortable home environment. Parents are spending more time with their children. They are having a cup of tea, and they're enjoying the session. New learning, digital platforms, global interaction. You can share the global resources. There are benefits and benefits of online learning. During this particular time, a lot of innovation and creativity has taken place. More than 240 plus startups, they have been built for the future of education during this pandemic, and they are phenomenal. There is so much to learn from them. And the best educational apps have been developed. Lots of apps have been developed. If you go through these apps, it's amazing. Our chamber also basically focused this entire time, right from the March 2020, for teacher and youth empowerment. And we very strongly believe from the chamber that education, skills, and MSME, they are inseparable. There has to be a strategy of services export. If India has got surplus teachers, some surplus, qualified teachers, why not we should work out a strategy and help out those countries where these children are needed, these youth are needed. Let them go there. We are proud we brought India's first finishing school for service industry, where there's lots of music, humor, fun, dances, happiness, passion, and storytelling, a lot of stimulation, and no forcing of education. Is rather inspirational learning. 52,000 youth approximately have gone from our hands, and they are working in India and abroad at this point of time. We are also proud of our teachers. From time to time, we have been doing lots of programs for them, with them. Now, during pandemic, we realized that from the finishing school of 1994, we have gone completely digital. During the pandemic, we also launched e-Gurukul, where we are focusing on tourism and at present entertainment industry. And this is the first e-Gurukul for service industry in India, having been launched on 27th September 2021. Our focus is global skills and competencies and to make world globally competitive, and at the same time everybody getting tremendous opportunities. Services exports is very important. Children, those are interested, those have finished their basic education, they feel that they have got adequate skills to work either in India or abroad. Our chamber would be more than happy to hold your hand. And we strongly believe in our e-Gurukul that there got to be a music, dance, games, storytelling, fun, happiness, creativity, all that got to be part of it. No need of struggling in a traditional way, rather go musical way. And education got to be relevant to our day-to-day life. There are beautiful 37 sector skill councils in India. Media entertainment should be the integral part of our life. Whenever you get tired, listen to the music for a while and make your passion as your profession. Always remember. We are also thankful to Madam Monica Bahel and the Sector Skill Council for Beauty and Wellness. They have done remarkable and they have been very, very supportive during this entire journey. We are also thankful to startup and entrepreneurship, management, and of course, Professional Skill Council that is called MEPSC. And we should be thankful to this gentleman who had been extremely kind and supported the entire series. So, ladies and gentlemen, B2B is back to basics. That is going to be the future. Your basic health, your basic happiness, your basic humor, and everything when you take into consideration, start realizing that B2B is no more business to business, it's back to basics. Basic food, basic education, basic health, all that is very important in sustainable development world. Tomorrow, we would be further talking with you digital learning resources that's on 8th of December. 9th of December, we will be talking about vocational educations at the graduation as well as master level, and of course further what are the study scopes and how to go by. But wherever there is a demand at present, unless you don't pick up the vocational skills, it's going to be very challenging and very, very difficult. So, ladies and gentlemen, we also wish to share with you that 13th of January is our North India International Conference Honors and Awards. It's going to be our virtual global conference. Do join us. It would be a pleasure to have you with us, because on this particular platform, you will get the confluence of the entire world at a common platform for school education, higher education, technical education, and vocational education when we are talking about. And finally, we will talk about what are the investment opportunities in services sector in entire Northern India. And we would also be touching on services exports. That is going to be the strategy. So whatever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's be a part of this particular global confluence and global community. This is your YouTube channel. Till date, we are now completing 1337 webinars. So welcome you all, and very specially to Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji to share his vision, his views, and today's program is to his heart and his passion, that is online learning and what do they call it, digital learning, or whatever you would like to say. So Om Shri Ganeshaya Nama, and your views.
Gulshanji, it's Tuesday morning, and it's kind of the week. The 3 more weeks left to go for 2021 to finish. We will get 2022. So now, first of all, wonderful topic. Again, I'm only sharing some nuggets. Think of it, I'm just spicing up the thing. Online education. It was there. I've always believed online education has existed in India because remember we used to have this whole UGC that was broadcast through the television. So that was always there. But I think where online has become a little better is that now you have the two-way interactivity that is possible, and it is a lot more customizable. And the good thing is there is a lot of user-generated content. So a lot of self-publication also happens. People can publish their own webinars and stuff like that. So there is definitely that space. But in all of these things, certifications and credentialing teachers who have that. And in online, is there anything to teach, or is it there only are you just a broadcaster or are you a teacher? How do you facilitate teaching? But the good thing, I always believe, online gives you the basic model. The knowledge is available and people can pick it up at their own pace. Now, can you bring in some elements like gamification and all that? So where people learn, you already give the lectures, let them learn the lectures, and the in-class instruction time can be used, flipped classrooms, and you can do better work in the classrooms, like discussions and going into more higher level learning, more testing, more case studies and kind of stuff like that. And that is where the power of online is, because in fact it's a very scalable model. There is a lot of advantages, and a country like India definitely needs online education. Now, question is, how do we retrofit our university system, our school system to accommodate this powerful tool? And remember, education is a universal right. So the world becomes a little more of a level playing field. Our friends in Northeast part of India or Lakshadweep have the same knowledge, the accessibility that somebody in South Delhi has. But the question is, how do we now create certifications? How do you lower the cost of education? I think that is the promise of online education. We have had deliberations by renowned experts like Dr. Karbari in that space. And I think we need to continue more. Because to me, it's all about the cost dimension. I keep going back to my own thing. You should Guru Dakshina deke kisi ko kangal nahi banana. You should not make people bankrupt. The cost of education has outstripped the rate of inflation by like a factor of 3 or 4. And it is almost becoming a club. That should not happen. Education should empower people and should hope people to move from one cycle of poverty to cycle of high income generation. So there is a lot of need for that. And I'm just articulating thoughts. This needs a severe vision there. Niti Aayog and the new education policy obviously gives you the framework there, but Niti Aayog can play a role there. We have a lot of scholars of Indian origin who have played a big role in this. And we probably can make a task force and probably work on those. But and even that, if we see, India already has a big advantage in IT-enabled services, IT startup. And now with that, Digital India and Skill India, and now with the new education policy, if we can also do teacher empowerment, then what happens is now we can also be seen as a world leader in this space. So we can go and help other countries, because I'm sure every country now needs digital learning, and online education will become big. But who's going to train their teachers? So if India can create that task group of teachers, they can play a role also in terms of service exports and go to other countries and train the teachers there. So there is need there. And as I said, being a developing economy, we don't have some of the constraints of a developed economy. We can leapfrog some of the cycles of development. And that's where the powerful is. For example, how do you create lesson plans that people can watch on their mobile phone? I kept going back. We were talking about Africa the other days. The mobile phone is such a powerful tool. Now, सब आपके मुट्ठी में है. Previously, आप अभी भी कहते हैं मुट्ठी में, अब literally दुनिया आपकी मुट्ठी में है. So how do you create that? तो ये आप हमको उस पर थोड़ा ध्यान देना होगा. And broadband connectivity there are inspiring stories about people who are working as porters in the railway using the Google free Wi-Fi in railway stations and preparing for civil service exam. So we don't have any shortage. Our own Prime Minister is been a non-traditional student, and how much he has learned. So as I said, we have to be a lifelong learner, and online definitely was a great tool. But with that, if you have the right certification mechanisms, right skilling mechanisms, and that is distribution of, how do you do all that? Having every district previously used to say you need to have one Gandhi Bhavan or one Khadi Bhavan. Now we need to have one digital Bhavan. Digital Bhavan, where students can go and get digitally certified and get the digital, training and certification. That is one good thing about the Indian framework. You have nationwide exams. So how do you do? So you don't need to go to school. Do everything online. Certification le lo. That will lower the cost of education. And then if you want to go for more in-person, probably have a higher slab. How many people will benefit? Think about it. We have to think of these innovative ideas, Sharmaji. I know it is tough, but at the same time, our Indian institutions are also remarkably, they can be retrofitted. The universities architecture has to be retrofit to fine-tune this digital mission. The schools also have to start accommodating this. But at the end of the day, the online digital ecosystem can mean now we want to learn music. A lot of people are learning through Skype and all that. How do you create the certificate? So it also is a way for doing new entrepreneurship activities for teachers. So, hey, I have skills in Vedic mathematics. Now I can offer them to a larger platform. So there's a lot of potential, Gulshanji. And as I said, it's an opportunity. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Global online is a great tool. It's not a question, will we be online? Everybody's online. Question, how do you be better online?
Thank
and how
you.
do you use it?
Thank you. The
So
most
with that, deliberation, thank you for asking me to be on the panel today. Again, we'll
thank you.
Tomorrow. And
yes,
and we
will take the digital education further. We will take the digital education part further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gulshanji. Sarve bhavantu sukhnah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrana pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhagu.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Professor. And world over, wherever you are, we convey our gratitudes and thanks to all of you. It's a great green morning for Vivek Shankar Natarajanji, afternoon for my European people, and wonderful, lovely evening, and let's close this session and stay fit, stay fine, enjoy your